Once upon a sunny, happy day, Hannah, a cheerful little girl with short, bouncy black curls, couldn't wait to get to the beach. She wore her favorite turquoise swimsuit and carried her small red bucket and a matching shovel, ready for a grand adventure in the sand. The sun was warm, the sky was a brilliant blue, and the sound of the gentle waves made her feel so excited. She skipped down the sandy path, her bare feet sinking into the warm grains with each happy step. "I'm going to build the biggest sandcastle ever," she sang to herself. As she got closer to the sparkling water, she saw her friend, Luca. Luca had light brown, straight hair and was wearing bright yellow swim shorts. But he wasn't playing or laughing. He was just sitting by the shoreline, all by himself, with his shoulders slumped. Next to him was a sad, lumpy pile of wet sand. It looked like his sandcastle had completely collapsed. A little frown was on his face, and he looked very disappointed. He poked the pile of sand with his finger, watching it crumble even more. Hannah's heart felt a little sad seeing her friend so down. She walked over to him, her red bucket swinging gently by her side. The sand was soft and cool near the water. "Hi, Luca," she said in a friendly voice. Luca looked up, his eyes a little droopy. "Hi, Hannah," he mumbled. "My sandcastle fell down. The sand is too tricky today." Hannah looked at the pile of sand, then back at Luca's sad face. An idea popped into her head, bright as the sunshine. She smiled and held up her bucket and shovel. "Want to build one together?" she asked. Luca's eyes lit up just a little bit. He looked at Hannah, then at her bright red bucket. "Maybe, just maybe, building with a friend would be different." He gave a hopeful little nod. "Okay," he said, a tiny smile starting to form on his lips. Hannah grinned back, happy that her friend was ready to try again. "Great! Let's make the most amazing sandcastle the beach has ever seen," she declared. So, they got right to work, side by side. Hannah was a super fast sand scooper. She ran back and forth to the edge of the water, filling her little red bucket with the perfect, wet sand needed for building. She would pat it down firmly, then flip the bucket over to make a perfect little sand tower. Plop! Another tower appeared. Meanwhile, Luca was a master smoother. He used his hands to gently pat and shape the walls of their growing castle, making them strong and steady. He was very careful, making sure every wall was just right. They worked together like a well-oiled machine. Hannah would bring the sand, and Luca would shape it into towers and walls. They didn't even need to talk much. They just knew what the other person needed. As they were busy building, a tiny, funny-looking crab with big googly eyes came scuttling sideways right past their feet. It wiggled its little claws in the air as if to say hello. Hannah and Luca both stopped and pointed, letting out a big giggle. The little crab seemed to be in a hurry, and they watched it disappear into a small hole in the sand. That little moment made them both laugh and feel even happier to be working together. Their castle was starting to look magnificent. It had tall towers, strong walls, and a big courtyard in the middle. Just then, a gentle wave washed a little closer to their creation than they expected. "Oh no! The water is coming!" Luca shouted, pointing at the foam getting nearer. But Hannah wasn't worried. "Quick," she said, "let's build a wall to protect it." They both started scooping and piling sand as fast as they could, creating a little barrier, a moat of sorts, to keep the gentle waves away from their precious castle. The wave came in, touched their little protective wall, and then gently rolled back out to sea. Their castle was safe. They looked at each other and breathed a sigh of relief. Now it was time for the best part, decorating. Hannah and Luca ran along the shoreline, searching for treasures washed up by the sea. Hannah found some beautiful, swirly seashells, and she carefully placed them along the tops of the castle walls, like little crowns. Luca discovered a patch of tiny, smooth, gray pebbles and used them to make a pathway leading to the castle gate. Then, Luca spotted something special, a soft, white feather from a seagull, stuck in the sand. "Look!" he exclaimed. "A flag for our castle." He picked it up and carefully stuck it into the top of the tallest tower. Just as he did, a soft breeze blew across the beach, making their little feather flag wave proudly in the wind. It looked so official, as if it were a real castle for a tiny king or queen. They both stood back to admire their incredible work. The sandcastle was perfect. It was tall, strong, and beautifully decorated. It was so much better than any castle they could have built alone. Luca's face was beaming, his earlier sadness completely gone. He looked at Hannah with a huge, happy grin. "We did it!" he cheered. Hannah smiled her brightest smile right back at him. "Teamwork always works," she replied happily. The feeling of accomplishment was wonderful, but sharing it with a friend was the best feeling of all. To celebrate their amazing success, they looked at their sandy hands, then at each other, and gave a big, sandy high five. Smack! A little puff of sand flew into the air. Above them, seagulls soared and circled in the bright blue sky, as if they were cheering for them too. It was a perfect end to a perfect beach day adventure. As the sun began to set, casting a warm, golden glow over the ocean, Hannah and Luca sat together, proudly watching over their masterpiece. They knew that even if the tide came in and washed their castle away, it didn't matter. They would always remember the fun they had building it together, and they knew that the next time one of them needed help, the other would be right there, ready to team up. Because working together doesn't just make things better, it makes everything more fun. Thank you for watching our story. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more fun adventures.